Hello, friends. Hello, my children. How are you all? Hope you all are safe, enjoying every moment of your time, of your day, with your parents, with your grandparents, with your friends, and making use of this time to enjoy stories, reading stories, right? So I, Rakhi Mishra, once again welcome you to this session of teaching and learning English with you all. And today we are going to discuss almost the concluding part of your syllabus, that is Unit 10 from your Marigold NCERT. And the story that we are going to read is Who Will Be Ningthou? My dear children, before I tell you anything about this story, let me take you to a beautiful place and just see which place is it. Can you see the nature's beauty, the traditional costume, the dance, the state bird and the animal? Can you see the map? Yes, my dear children, let me take you to one of the northeast states of our country. And this is Manipur. As you all know, my dear children, Manipur is a beautiful place. It has such scenic beauty that once you go, you feel you are in the heaven. You enjoy every bit of your stay there. So here today we are going to read a folk tale from Manipur, which is written by Indira Mukherjee, and this story was published in 1999. This is a story about a king and a queen and how wise the ruler, the king, was. But we have to read, we have to understand, we have to enjoy the story and find out why am I saying that he was a wise ruler? Why was he a good ruler? Right? So let us read the story. Let us enjoy reading the story with me. I hope all of you are there with your pencils and your friend dictionary with you, because without that, I think you won't be able to enjoy the new words that you will come across in this story. Right? So my dear children, let us read. You know, Ningthou, a king is called a Ningthou and a queen is called a Lema in Manipur. Manipuri language, right? So they call it the king as Ningthou and Lema as the queen. This is a story from Manipur about what qualities make a good ruler. Now here the story begins. Long, long ago, in the land of Ningthou in Manipur, there lived a Ningthou and Lema. They were loved dearly by the people. The Ningthou and Lema, on their part, never stopped thinking about their mem, their people. They loved them a lot. Our mem should be happy, they said. So what do we get to know? That Ningthou and Lema, they were loved by their people. And it's not that only they were loved by their people, but even the people, they were loved, and the king and the queen, they also always thought how to make their people happy. The people were not the only ones who loved their Ningthou and Lema. The birds and animals too loved them. The Ningthou and Lema always said, everybody in Ningthou should live in peace. Not only the people, but the birds, animals, and trees. So from here you get to know that Ningthou and Lema, they were so good, they were so caring that they did not only care for their people, but even they had lot of love, lot of care for the birds and the animals. They loved nature because, you know, in Manipur, people love nature. People always keep themselves close to nature, and nature is part of their life. They worship nature. Their beloved king and queen had 3 sons, Sanajauba, Sanayama, and Sanatomba. 12 years later, a daughter was born. She was named Sanatombi. She was a lovely child, soft and beautiful inside. She was loved by one and all. What do you mean by beautiful inside? She was soft. She was a very lovely child. But not only that, she was even a very kind-hearted person, a very beautiful soul. And that's why people loved her. The years went by, and the children grew up well. And then, one day, the Ningthou called all his ministers and said, "It is now time to decide Tungi Ningthou, the future king." The ministers were shocked. "But oh, Ningthou, what is there to decide?" Why did they say this? Because it was understood that the eldest one would be the king, the next king, the future king. But see what happens. "Sanajoba, your eldest son, will be our future king." "Well," the Ningthou replied, "that's how it happened in the old days. The eldest son always became the king. But times have changed, so let us select a king who is most worthy of becoming a king." Now you see how wise this king was. He just did not want to continue with the old practices. And he said that it's not that my eldest son would be the next king. Let us change the old practices. Let us forget what happened in the past. The eldest son always becomes the king. Used to be a past. But now the things have changed. And we have to see who is worthy of becoming a king. Who deserves to be a king. Right? Okay. We will have a contest to select the future king, the Lama said. The queen, she said that we are going to have a competition, right? And so in the land of Kenglepak, there was a contest, a horse race. Whoever reached the Kongnang, the banyan tree first, would be declared Tungi Ningthou. What was the condition? That there would be a horse race, and whosoever reaches first would be the next king, the future king. But then a strange thing happened. Sanajauba, Sanayama, and Sanatomba, all 3 of them finished the race together. They were expert riders, and all 3 reached the finish line at the same time. There was great excitement. Now, why was there a great excitement? Because now people thought, what would be the decision of the king? Who would be the king? All of them have finished the race in time. At the same time, look at them. The people shouted, "Shagold Hoba Nupa." Such fine horsemen. They were all in praises. But one question remained. Who would be Tungi Ningthou? The Ningthou and Lema turned to their sons. The Ningthou said, "Sanajauba, Sanayama, and Sanatomba, you have proved that you are fine horsemen." He agreed. Fine, you are skilled horsemen, right? But do something different, each one of you, so that we can decide who will be Tungi Ningthou. Suddenly, Sanajauba mounted his horse and held his spear straight in front of him. He looked around. There was a hush among people. Now all the people who had gathered there, they all were waiting. What was going to happen then? What is Sanajauba, the eldest, going to do? They thought to themselves. Who are they here? The people. Sanajauba then looked at the huge Kongnang. Kongnang is the tree, right? Standing majestically in the distance. The peepal tree there, right? He pierced the tree and jumped his horse right through it, showing all his skills there, right? Okay. Bravo, bravo, the people shouted. Thoro, Thoro. They all were excited. They all thought, oh, this man, this prince has done something great. Now let us see what the other two sons are going to do. And then they fell silent. Now it was the turn of the second son. Sanayama, what would he do? Sanayama too looked at the Kongnang as he mounted his horse. Then he too rode towards the tree, harder and harder. The people watched in silence, afraid even to breathe. When he was really close, he urged his horse to jump. Higher and higher the horse rose until horse and rider jumped clear over the huge tree and landed on the other side in a wonderful motion. So you saw the act. You just got to know the action, the act of the second son. He was no less than the first one. The people breathed in relief and said in unison, they all said together, Fijay, Fijay, wonderful, wonderful. And now it was the turn of the youngest son, Sanatomba. He too rode his horse towards the Kongnang, and before anybody knew what was happening, he uprooted it. He just uprooted this peepal tree. Triumphantly, as if he is a victorious one, he has won something, he just came there. Triumphantly, he carried the tree to the Ningthou and Lema and laid it to their feet. Shouts of Thoro, Thoro, Fijay, Fijay filled the mountains. People were so excited. People were restless. People were impatient. They just wanted to know. The third son also did the same. Also did something such great. He just uprooted such a huge tree. That means he is very powerful. And now we think he should be the king. Why were Ningthou and Lema taking so long to make the announcement? They all were in deep thoughts. They craned their necks to see what was happening. They craned their necks means they just stretched their necks. And they were eager to know what was next that Ningthou and Lema were going to do. The Ningthou and Lema were watching Sanatombi, their 5-year-old daughter. She looked sad and lonely. She stared at Kongnang, which lay dead by the throne. You see the difference here. The 3 sons, they tried to show their power by doing something, by harming the tree. The first one and the third one, they harmed the tree. The third one uprooted the tree. The first one pierced the tree. The tree must have been pained. But who was there to feel the pain of this tree? This girl. She looked sad. Why was she sad? Maybe because she felt the pain. Birds flapped worriedly around, searching for their homes in the tree. The birds who had the shelter in the tree, they were with their nestlings in the tree. They had their nests in the tree. They all were so restless. They all got so worried because their homes were broken. Sanatombi walked up to the Kongnang and whispered, "The Kongnang is dead. It was hurt by the spear, and now it is dead." You see here the emotions of Sanatombi. Just feel the emotions of Sanatombi here. She's not at all happy with the kind of brave acts shown by her brothers. But she is upset. She is upset with the fact that the tree has been dead, has been killed, has been uprooted, and it is dead. And it is this tree, perhaps, which has given shelter to so many birds, so many creatures, right? The people were all attention. The Ningthou stood up. He looked at the three boys. He looked at the little girl. Here, my dear children, when you are reading the story, try to take yourself to that place. I want you people to transport yourself to that place. Feel as if you are there. You are standing there, observing every emotion, every action, every emotion, every expression on the faces of the king and the queen, Senatombi and the other three sons. He looked at the little girl. He turned to the people. If anybody is worthy of becoming the ruler, he said, it is little Senatombi. It was she who told us to look at the soul of the Kongnang. Finally, we get to know that the king was wise. King observed and then took such a wise decision that Senatombi was made the ruler. He said that she is worthy of becoming the ruler because she could look at the soul of Kongnang, the tree. Senatombi feels the pain of others. Why is it that the king felt that she is worthy of becoming the next king? Or you can say the queen, because she feels the pain of others. She feels the pain of the people, the animals, the birds, the trees. This people tree must have given shade to so many people, so many travelers. This people tree must have given shelter to so many animals, to so many birds. And if this has been killed, the pain that it has gone through, it is only Senatombi who has felt it, who has realized it. And it is she who is really worthy of becoming the ruler. I declare Senatombi the future Lema of King Lepak. The Ningthou said. A silence fell. Everyone turned to look at the little girl, their future queen, as if she is the one who would spread this message everywhere through this decision of hers that yes, it is not wise on our part to destroy nature. We must preserve, we must take care, we must love nature too. Here the story ends. Now I think this picture depicts that how people, the king, the queen, and the three sons, and Senatombi, the one who is just trying to give a tender touch to the tree and trying to feel the pain of this tree. It's the soul, or you can say this Senatombi is one such character in this whole story who teaches us that we have to feel the pain of not only ourselves. It's not that we should feel the pain what we are going through, but we have to feel the pain of everyone, of every creature, of every soul of this earth. I'm sure you must have been touched by this story the way I am. There she stood, all of 5, like a small Kongnang with birds flying all around her. It's not that the declaration was over. After that, what did she do? This sat on her shoulder. You can see in the picture what she is doing. She wants to give a feel to all those birds who had lost their shelter, whose nests were broken. They all once again got a new life, and it's Sanatombi who wanted to make them feel good, who wanted to give them some happiness.